She was born not like other gods. There was no mother, no gentle cradle, no lullaby. Instead there was pain. Zeus, king of the gods, had a terrible headache, a thunderous agony that shook Olympus itself. Desperate, he summoned Hephaestus, the divine blacksmith, and begged for relief. Who, with a mighty swing, Hephaestus brought his hammer down on Zeus's skull, and from the split in his head, she emerged fully grown, clad in armor, eyes burning with wisdom, spear in hand. Athena, goddess of wisdom, war, and strategy. From the moment of her birth, she was a force no one could ignore. She wasn't like Ares, the brutal god of war. He thrived on chaos, on bloodlust. But Athena planned. She calculated, and when she struck it was swift, precise, devastating. But don't think she was cold. She protected cities, guided heroes, and honored justice. Her namesake Athens won her favor not through blood, but through a gift. A contest was held. Who could offer the best gift to the city? Poseidon struck the ground, and a spring burst forth salt water, briny and useless. Athena, calm and clever, planted the first olive tree, a symbol of peace, nourishment, and prosperity. Athena, the people chose her, and in return, she watched over them for generations. But her wisdom was not without wrath. Once, a mortal woman named Arachne claimed to be the better weaver. Athena warned her, gave her a chance to show humility. But Arachne wove tapestries, mocking the gods. Her skill unmatched, her pride fatal. Athena didn't strike her down in rage. She did something worse. She let Arachne live, as a spider, weaving forever. A reminder talent without humility is a thread that can strangle. And then there's Odysseus, brilliant, cunning, deceitful, a man who could match wits with the gods. She favored him not for his strength, but for his mind. When Troy seemed undefeatable, it was Athena who whispered the idea of the Trojan horse. It was Athena who guided Odysseus through storm and siren, through rage and ruin until he finally saw home. And yet, she never loved, never married, never bore children. She stood alone, untouchable, revered. Statues rose in her name. Temples echoed with her wisdom. Soldiers prayed for her favor before war. Scholars studied by her torchlight. But above, Athena represented valor. Breathe the sword and the scroll, the shield and the truth. Pride. She was war, but not destruction. She was knowledge, but not arrogance. She was power with restraint. Even now, when we speak of strategy, of courage, of cleverness in the face of chaos, we speak her name, Athena, born of thunder, wreathed in reason, feared by enemies, trusted by heroes, and never, ever outwitted. Her was a testament to her nature unexpected, powerful, defying convention. She didn't grow from child to adult, didn't learn her skills over time. Athena burst into existence, fully formed, a goddess of war and wisdom, from her very first breath. This duality defined her. She wasn't just a warrior, nor was she merely wise. Athena embodied the perfect fusion of mind and might. In battle, she was terrifying. Her eyes flashed like lightning. Her spear struck true. But it was her mind that made her truly formidable. Where Ares reveled in bloodshed, Athena saw the chessboard of war. She moved armies like pieces, outmaneuvering foes before a single sword was drawn. Yet her power extended far beyond the battlefield. In times of peace, Athena was the patron of artisans and craftsmen. Fresh, she taught humans to build ships, to weave cloth, to shape clay into art. Under her guidance, civilization flourished. But make no mistake, her kindness had limits. To those who respected her gifts, who used their talents with humility, Athena was generous beyond measure. But to the arrogant, to those who thought themselves above the gods, her wrath was swift and terrible. Take Medusa, once a beautiful priestess in Athena's temple. When Poseidon defiled her sacred space, violating Medusa, Athena's anger was not directed at the god, but at the mortal. She transformed Medusa into a monster, her hair a writhing mass of serpents, her gaze able to turn men to stone, a harsh judgment. Perhaps, but in Athena's eyes, balance had to be maintained. Even in cruelty, there was calculation. This is what made Athena different from the other Olympians. She wasn't ruled by passion or whim. Every action, every blessing, every curse served a greater purpose. When Paris of Troy chose Aphrodite in the contest of beauty, spurning Athena's offer of wisdom and skill in battle, she didn't lash out in petty vengeance. No, Athena played the long game. She became the patron of the Greeks, guiding them to victory in the Trojan War. It wasn't about wounded pride, it was about consequence. Choose fleeting pleasure over lasting wisdom. Then watch as that choice brings ruin to your entire city. But for those who earned her favor, Athena was an unparalleled ally. Odysseus, the cleverest of Greek heroes, was her chosen champion. When he was lost at sea, battered by storms and monsters, it was Athena who whispered strategies, who clouded the eyes of his enemies. She didn't make his journey easy. That wasn't her way. Athena believed in earning victory, in outsmarting fate itself. And so she gave Odysseus the tools, the knowledge, the moments of divine inspiration. But it was up to him to use them, to prove himself worthy of her patronage. This was the essence of Athena's wisdom. She didn't coddle humanity, she challenged them, pushed them to be better, smarter, more resourceful. In Athens, her sacred city, she instilled this spirit of innovation. It was no coincidence that this city became the birthplace of democracy, of philosophy, of some of the greatest art the ancient world had ever seen. Athena's influence shaped the very foundations of Western civilization. Her temples weren't just places of worship, they were centers of learning. The great library of Alexandria, inspired by Athena's love of knowledge. Parthenon, with its perfect proportions, were a testament to her appreciation of mathematics and beauty, even in war. Athena's touch was evident. The phalanx formation, the strategies that allowed smaller Greek armies to defeat vast Persian forces all, bore the mark of her tactical genius. But perhaps her greatest gift to humanity was the concept of justice. Athena presided over the first murder trial in mythic history, when Orestes was pursued by the Furies for killing his mother, Arachne. She established the court, set the precedent for fair trials and evidence. In this act, she showed that even the gods could be bound by law, that vengeance could be tempered by reason. It's no wonder that even today we see echoes of Athena in our world. The owl, her sacred animal, remains a symbol of wisdom. Blubber branches still represent peace, and in courtrooms around the globe, we seek that perfect balance of justice and mercy that Athena embodied. She was, and remains, an ideal to strive for. The warrior who knows when not to fight. The intellectual who understands the value of action. The powerful being who uses that power not for personal gain, but for the greater good. Athena stands as a challenge to us all to be brave, but not reckless, to be clever, but not cruel, to seek knowledge, but never lose our humanity in the pursuit. She reminds us that true strength lies not in brute force, but in the ability to outthink our obstacle. Fear, that wisdom without compassion is cold, that power without purpose is meaningless. In a world that often seems chaotic, unpredictable, and harsh, Athena offers a different path, a path of reason, of strategy, of carefully considered action. She teaches us that even in our darkest moments, we have the power to think our way out, to find solutions where none seem possible. Athena, goddess of the calculated risk, patron of the clever underdog, champion of those who dare to think differently. Her legacy endures not in myth alone, but in every moment we choose wisdom over impulse, strategy over brute force, justice over vengeance. In honoring her, we honor the best parts of ourselves. Bear the parts that plan, that create, that seek to understand. The parts that look at an impossible situation and say, there must be another way. And in that moment, when we pause to think, to truly consider our actions and their consequences, we become, in our own small way, children of Athena, carrying her torch of wisdom into an uncertain future, forever guided by her unwavering light.